Hello and welcome to this Liverpool news roundup here on Anfield Agenda. My name is Conor and I'm going to take you through all of the latest Liverpool news, including some more news around why we didn't sign Marc Guehi. As if there wasn't enough reasons and excuses coming out, we have a little bit more on that. We have some talk about the future of Federico Chiesa, we have some links with more centre backs, and a little bit on the manager's future, as well as some criticism around Dominik Szoboszlai, which I want to kind of defend him on today as well. So that just annoyed me when I seen it on social media this morning, so I want to bring that up as well. So please do hit the like button before we get into it, hit the subscribe button, and let's get into the news. Actually, before we get into the news, I want to ask a personal favour. So some of you may know we do have a clips channel. I work every single day to get clips up on that channel, and we get good views on there, but no one really subscribes. And I think people don't realise they're watching the clips channel, don't realise they are subscribed. So I've put a link in the description. It's also in the pinned comment as well. Please do go check that out. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It really would help us out. We want to get to 100k at some point. We're on about 58 now. And if a lot of people from this channel come over, we will get there quickly. So please do check that one out. Personal favour to me. I would really appreciate. Thank you very much. Let's start off with the manager then. I know, look, we're all sick to death of it. I know I don't want to keep moaning every day, but it's what's coming up in the media. People are talking about it. There are theories going around. And it's basically the only and the biggest thing around Liverpool at the minute. Like the long-term future of this club and Arne Slot is definitely at the forefront of everyone's minds. In saying that, I was doing some research this morning. I was looking up images and stuff for like thumbnails and all. And I typed in Arne Slot into Google. And the first thing I was greeted with, and this really pisses me off, is an article from Football 365 titled Arne Slot compared to a human blobfish. I'm not messing. Arne Slot compared to a human blobfish. And I'll bring it up on screen now for the picture of it. Like, can we not with this nonsense? Like, we'll all have our opinions. I want the manager gone, fair enough. It's nothing personal against him. Like, I do like him as a fella. Can we not do this kind of bollocks? Like, in all honesty, like, what is that? What is that? Like, what am I looking at? Like, just stop. Please, no personal things on him. No, nothing like that. Like, people are better than this. Like, Liverpool fans are better than this. Don't start with this nonsense. So yeah, I did just want to call that out because I think it's just ridiculous. But anyway, moving on to actual journalism then. So Pete O'Rourke said, Xabi Alonso's availability will not impact Slot's position for now. Arne Slot will face serious question marks over his job at Liverpool if they fail to qualify for the Champions League this season. I think Champions League qualification is the absolute bare minimum. Going off what the next report says, I'll read through that first and then we'll come back to this. So this is from David Lynch, and I know Craig touched a bit on this last night, but it was an extended version of that quote that I've come across this morning. And he said, they clearly want to get the end of the season with Slot if they can. They don't want to make a mid-season managerial change because who do you get as the interim? It would clearly be better to make the managerial change in the summer. I think his future's already set, to be honest. It's been so pronounced the decline for such a long time. It is only a case of getting to the summer, albeit if he starts to lose 6-7 on the bounce again, he will get bulleted because they'll be. Sorry, I had to do it. He will get bulleted because they'll feel forced to go for an interim, but they don't want to change. They really would prefer not to. On the links to Alonso and of the need to wait on the Spaniard, David Lynch added, then it's kind of go for a manager then in the summer. People are talking about go and get Xabi Alonso, but he's not going to walk into a job now, so it'd have to be an interim, and I don't think there's a great deal out there. So to circle back then to Peter O'Rourke, I think like Champions League qualification is the absolute bare minimum. I think we will get it because one, there should be 5 spots in the Premier League for it, and two, all the rest of the other teams are not really consistent enough. Like we haven't been consistent, but I would struggle to see us falling below fourth or fifth just with how bad everyone else is. It says more about them than it says about us in all honesty, but I'd be optimistic. I wouldn't be like saying it's guaranteed, but I would think Arne Slot should probably guess over the line in that regard. But that's not enough. Like if he could get his Champions League and maybe win the FA Cup, that would be a lovely send off for him. I would be happy then to look say Arne, your time here was good overall. Like you won 2 trophies, you won the Premier League, won the FA Cup, got us into the Champions League, but you're not the man moving forward. We'll shake hands at the end of the season. He goes off, someone like Xabi Alonso comes in, and then Liverpool can plan for a longer term future. But I would agree with David Lynch there. That's what we've been hearing all along as well, is that the club basically has made that decision by the looks of it. I can understand the fact that they don't want to change mid-season, especially if Xabi Alonso doesn't want to come straight into a job, which makes sense from his point of view. Like it's a tougher job to come in midway through a season, and then you have stuff like even just his. He needs a mental break after that Real Madrid stint, doesn't he? Like I couldn't blame him one bit for not wanting to jump straight back into a high pressure job. So the summer would look very likely. Whether that is Xabi Alonso or not is another thing, but he's definitely going to be up there on the list of candidates. But according to David Lynch and our sources as well, that he is gone in the summer. It really does look like the decision has already been made. Let's move on to Dominik Szoboszlai then, because I wanted to kind of back up Dom a bit here, because like as bad as we've been this season, Dominik Szoboszlai has been definitely in our top 2 or 3 players so far this year. And to see people slating him this morning is just, it really hurts me, because again, like, we're doing enough moaning about players who actually have been shit and the manager who's been poor. Like, let's not piling on our players who've been playing well overall as well. So there was a compilation video posted on X of basically our like wasted counter-attacking opportunities against Burnley. Most of them involved Dominik Szoboszlai, where he got the ball and it was too slow to get rid of it, or people saying he should have just made a pass, which he didn't. But in there was 6 or 7 of these clips, again 6, 7 for God's sake. One of them, fair enough, the very first one in the video, he should have made a pass, he didn't. But like the rest of them, it's just like he gets the ball, comes out into midfield, and it's just like, well, like no one's really moving. There's no free players to make the pass to do the counter attack. And again, that comes back to the tactics in the system. Like, people slating Dom for it, but if the players aren't there, then I don't know what you can do. So Ben Spolchak was in the comments below as well, and he will articulate this much better than me, because he's smart, I'm not, and he has a much better way with words. So he said, except for the second clip where he takes a poor touch, none of these are counter-attacking opportunities. Burnley have at least 5 players back at all times, and there are no perfect passes on in most of these clips, no one running between their lines. The lack of movement in front of the player in possession is more alarming for me, no attacking patterns whatsoever. And then someone called Camille replied saying, poor organisation after regaining possession, no numerical advantage or balance, but excellent organisation, fast and compact play from Burnley after losing possession, overloading behind the ball, people have no idea what they're writing about. And Ben then replied, yep, that is all I see here. There's not one instance in any of these clips where we are overloading the Burnley half. And again, that comes back to tactics, it comes back to how we're set up, it comes back to the fact that we're playing too safe. I know Jamie Carragher was talking about this, saying Liverpool had the handbrake on and we weren't really attacking enough. And this goes to show it again, no attacking patterns, no movement between the lines, no just desire to overload a defence. Like, we are just getting the ball, playing it out safely, trying to stay calm and not leaving ourselves open, which it works against some teams, to be fair. But let's say like Burnley at home, we should be trying to overload them. We should be trying to play attacking football, as was seen at the weekend when Anfield was shouting attack, 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 which is just, it's crazy that we're in this position. Like, we're that safe that the crowd has to start chanting that at the players and the manager. Like, it again, I would not blame Dominik Szoboszlai for this one bit. Like I said, we have enough things to be complaining about. Let's not start piling on some of our better players this year. Let's quickly fly through the Marc Guehi news then. No point in going into too much detail, as we've talked about over and over and over again. So James Pearce this morning has said, Liverpool didn't view Marc Guehi as a smart market opportunity. Given the club's self-sustaining business model, it would have proved problematic in terms of their wage structure at a time when sporting director Richard Hughes is trying to negotiate a number of contract renewals. Basically, we didn't want to give Marc Guehi a big wage because then Ibrahima Konate would have more firepower to ask for more money. Overall, we still should have went and got him. Konate, still a good chance he does leave as well, so I don't see if it's really linked as much as that, but I can kind of understand it, but we still should have just went and got him. James Pearce continues then, talk of Guehi only costing £20 million is disingenuous. Sources familiar with the deal have told The Athletic that City paid Guehi's agents a significant commission and that the player's wage demands were understood to be around £300,000 a week. Over the course of a 5.5-year contract, that represents an outlay on salary alone of £85.8 million. But then you add a £20 million to that, let's say it's 110 million, even just to round it up to a bit more. Like, if you went out and splashed, let's say 70 or 80 million on a Bastoni, or pick your centre back really, pick anyone that's going to cost upwards of 50 or 60 million pounds. Like, it's probably going to be somewhat similar over the course of the contract. Like, Marc Guehi, if in an open market, if he had like a 3-year contract, he's going for at least probably 70 million. Like, I believe Crystal Palace turned down, I think, was it 75 or 65 million from Newcastle a couple of years ago. It was a lot of money anyway. So like, he is a very, very valuable player, and I still think even at those wages and the total package, you're still not getting a bad deal, because if you had to pay 60 million for him, that total package goes up to probably 130 million rather than 20 million plus 80. You know what I mean? Like, it still overall probably is a good way of spending money on a centre back of that quality. Look, maybe I'm wrong on this. I do understand the concerns around wage structures and other players wanting money as well, but I'm just still frustrated about it. But yeah, I'm not going to go on about it. Some other quick bits of transfer news then. So this is from Greg Evans of The Athletic as well, who said there is no appetite from Liverpool to offload Juventus target Federico Chiesa on loan. And he also said the rest of the winter window is expected to be quiet for Liverpool unless a suitable market opportunity comes up. Can we stop talking about suitable market opportunities while not going back into it, lads? I'm sorry, I'm not going back into it. Quick roundup on centre backs then, who may be coming to Liverpool at some point. Dean Jones has said that Liverpool have a genuine interest in Tottenham defender Mickey van de Ven, and also Who Scored put up a post saying that Nico Schlotterbeck is the highest rated centre back in Europe's top 5 leagues this season. Who is Marc Guehi, lads? Who's that fraud? Get Nico Schlotterbeck in. That's what I say. Nah, look, I would have preferred both of them. I've said it a few times on the channel. I'd love the two of them to come in. But even if we could just go get Nico Schlotterbeck, I'd be very happy with that. Still will be pissed off about Marc Guehi, but Nico Schlotterbeck will go a long way to easing my pain. So please, Liverpool, go get that one done because he's a top level centre back. Best in Europe so far this season based on the average ratings as well. So get it done. That's all for me anyway this morning. If you have enjoyed the video, please do hit the like button. Craig will be back with a video in the afternoon and then live this evening again, as always, from 8:45 I believe, or 9pm actually, like 9pm I think is the plan. So keep an eye out for that anyway, keep an eye for the notifications, put them on. Like I said, subscribe to the Clips channel if you haven't already. That link is below. And yeah, thank you very much for watching and I will see you very soon.